El Kukui, Tony Ferguson back on the proving ground tonight.
Tony, ready?
Round one, fight.
This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a Charles Oliveira, center of the octagon in gold.
Ferguson. But it seems like the blueprint was out there, right? It's the kicks to slow and not discourage Tony Ferguson.
Nice jab.
Such an unusual style where he switched stances and punches at the same time. Charles Oliveira, though, again, as I was saying before, he's never out of line. Look at his position. He's always got a good angle. He's just so technically proficient in
being unorthodox.
Oh!
Random kicks. You can't leave yourself out of position. Oh, nice check hook by Tony.
Looked like an uppercut and then a left hand.
Very aggressive early in this fight.
You saw that uppercut land against Gaethje by Ferguson. Hits real hard.
Cyberpunk 20 now on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Stadia, rated M for mature, and a big takedown for Oliveira.
Look at that.
Literally just picked him up.
Slammed him.
Charles just got to a body lock. And
see that?
No, with his wrestling background and his ability, you never see people do that to Tony. And now Charles looks like he's going to the mount.
And he was looking for a guillotine as well.
Very dangerous.
Oliveira playing with fire.
Very well prepared. Oh, look at that. Very well prepared on the ground. His ground game is outstanding. Look at that. Look at that transition.
Oh, and look, he's going to get the back
transition.
Here. Look at him use his left foot to.
Yeah.
Might be time to go down to Houston.
Yeah. This guy's something, man. Kevin Lee.
Because he's grapevine in the legs, right? So Tony from this comfortable position.
You know, as we've seen Oliveira in the more than a team grow and mature, we've seen a complete game develop. Something special. We saw that in the Kevin Lee fight. Kevin Lee and submitted him.
Yeah.
Look at us doing it, Tony Ferguson.
Short. That we see grow up in the UFC. There's no truer point than Charles Oliveira.
Yes.
Him and like Mac, 20 years old when he made his UFC debut. It's crazy.
But he's another level right now.
Oh, today.
Grapplers in the sport here. What was interesting was Tony fights so well off of his back.
Yep.
Look at what's happening here. Look what's happening here.
Oh, he's got him hurt. That's in deep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
He might have broken his arm.
Oh, I couldn't even watch it, Joe. I was looking away.
He might have broken his arm. I mean, we don't know what happened.
Round two, fight.
We don't know. Tony will never tell you.
Stand so it opens up the body kick for Oliveira.
Yeah, that arm might be toast right now.
Around there by Oliveira.
As dominant as it gets. Oh, yeah.
Throw that
He's
thing.
not even throwing it.
Oh.
That limb is cooked.
Over the course of his career, though.
Oh, he's
but man, he is behind this young man right now.
Oliveira was dominating him on
that arm.
Tony's got to go to his offense here. Oliveira gains control. The up now.
Somebody's bleeding. I think it's Charles.
Like that right knee was off the ground, which would indicate that it was not a grounded opponent.
Tony's just got to be very careful. Oh, man. He's got to be very careful here and trying to explode out of these positions because Oliveira is just controlling so well from the top. Ferguson's going to walk his feet back over the top.
So it was a perfectly placed standing elbow from Tony Ferguson that cut Charles Oliveira open.
Look at Oliveira just beating Tony Ferguson up. Who does this?
We've not seen this. We have not seen anyone do this.
No one does this on the ground with Tony Ferguson. This is incredible.
He just seems so aware of all the positions. He's controlling the hips.
And what a spectacular performance so far.
Charles Oliveira in these big moments at 145 would struggle. The toughest contender there.
Fight. It was a competitive fight standing.
Yeah.
This is not competitive.
Has got to try to force the weight of Dubronx off of him to get up, create space to try to get back to his feet. But it seems like Charles is just so
good at controlling him. I mean, he's always in the right position. That's what I was saying about his skill set. He's so technical. He doesn't do anything wrong. Everything he does with...
It's just... Mark Smith keeps telling him to take his toes out of the fence.
Charles Oliveira's in a little bit of trouble here. Pass together, and he's him with an arm in.
Yeah.
So you got to realize Tony's left arm is jacked, and Oliveira's been beating him up for 2 rounds now. That some guys can be more clockwise, have his head more towards... At least he's protecting himself here. The way he's utilizing it.
Up easy.
A dominant
Up easy,
grappling
up
round
easy.
for Charles Oliveira. Ferguson likely needs to
Round
finish the
3,
days.
All right,
fight.
guys, third round. Fight.
But tonight's winner is going to factor prominently into lightweight contention. Charles Oliveira and Tony Ferguson. Round 3 is upon us. Nice land for Ferguson.
Exit. I mean, Oliveira's, look at that.
Tony's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Shape your legend. C4, get up to 50% off.
And if Tony Ferguson can't, it'll be 8 straight rounds where he's been getting beat up by these guys, you know? He's got, you know, that's never good to see as a guy older. I mean, look at Oliveira.
Look at that. Right in the mount. Almost.
I mean, he looks
it's
fantastic.
I don't think we could attribute this to Tony Ferguson's decline.
No, I think this guy's just...
We always wanted to see how Tony would face Khabib because he's so good off of his back.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem
but
like
man, it's been shut down by Oliveira. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
That's beautiful. Hey, look at him move Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
Because in round 1, he realized how easy it was for him to control Tony there.
Yeah.
So he went back there.
Look at even this. Look at this. Right into the triangle.
Triangle.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Locked up.
Oh my goodness.
Locked up. Locked. Just fully locked up. He's going to take that arm again.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. How good is this guy? How good is this guy?
Fighting as he got out of that, most fighters would have been toast.
Yes. We've known that for a while, but I think big fight. Facing a guy in Tony Ferguson that's one of the top contenders, and a guy and Gaethje. Tony Ferguson's in the argument there, right?
Yeah.
But man, look at this. Went for a Darce. Still trying to fight off of his back.
But we talked about this in May, John, when we were out in Jacksonville. We watched Tony take it bad from Justin Gaethje and never give up on himself. Regardless of the way this fight would start out, Tony would ever give up on himself, but to this point, he has not had anything for Charles Oliveira.
That's all out of Charles Oliveira being too
much. You got to think, right? When this guy, Charles Oliveira fight night, you would see Oliveira and the evolution of him. So you've got to have a front side seat to who he was in the beginning, opposed to who he is today, right?
Look at that, though. Tony, wow. Tony managed to sneak him back into position. Just full Oliveira.
Less than a minute now to go, and Charles, and you always get the sense with Tony, he could always be one win away from breaking through to the undisputed title picture, but Charles over Kevin Lee in Brasilia in March, seconds here.
For sure, and you know, you beat Tony Ferguson after beating Kevin Lee. And those are two guys that fought for the
completely dominating him. Look at the standing up.
So Charles Oliveira trying to go to 9-1 since returning to 155 pounds. Late elbow there from Ferguson. But Charles do Bronx Oliveira, proving to be too much tonight. Will 8 be enough?